Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is a different video which I brought this time. I'm sure most of you might be at least a little worried because of the latest crash which is going on in the market because of various reasons. All these reasons which we have been discussing in the Telegram on a daily basis. The latest trigger in the market being the new COVID variant, which is Omicron, which is its origin from South Africa, is creating a global sell-off in the markets. So in this video, we'll understand how we should be facing this situation, how much can the market fall from the current levels, how will the different sectors perform, what should be your entry strategy, if you are fully invested, what you should do, and various other questions which you guys have sent me through the Google form which I've sent in the Telegram channel. So before we begin, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get updates on the new videos which I update on my channel. You can join our Telegram channel as well for daily market analysis. Now let's get started. So this will be the flow of the video. I've explained you the purpose. Disclaimer is whatever we discuss today is not stock specific advice. It is up to you to do your analysis or consult your financial advisor before taking any decision of investment or selling. And we'll start with the view on Nifty. We'll discuss my views on different sectors and we'll go into the question and answer session. So let's get started. Now Nifty is trading close to about 7-8% down from its all-time high, and you have seen that it has broken its 100 days exponential moving average and closed even below 17,176. So this is clearly not a good sign. 100 days moving average is considered as a big support for Nifty and it has closed below its 100 days moving average. Now how more can the market fall? If we understand the reason for the market fall presently, the latest and the biggest trigger is the new COVID-19 variant from South Africa. Now, what is the difference between the first fall in the market, which was in March 2020, and now due to COVID? At that time, COVID was a new thing. People did not understand the disease or the pandemic. People did not know what to do. The governments of the world did not know how to handle the situation. There was no vaccine or medication. Hospitals were full of patients. There was no space. So the scenario was altogether different at that time, and we did not know whether the world would survive or how much can this disease or pandemic damage the global economy. But this time, the world is better equipped. COVID-19 is a known devil to us. A lot of people in our country and abroad are vaccinated, doubly vaccinated. We have sufficient infrastructure to handle the situations. We are quite cautious to stop this pandemic from spreading again by imposing different restrictions like international travel. So markets generally fall on more of uncertainty, but this time situation is not so uncertain as it was the first time. We are well equipped to handle everything, and so we cannot expect such a big fall originally as in 2020 this time. Now what worse can happen if not such a big crash in 2020? Ideally, if there are new developments coming up in the next week wherein people wherein organizations like WHO and various scientists come up with their clarifications that this vaccine is effective against the new variant, or the companies which are developing vaccines come out with in public and say confidently that they will be able to develop vaccines which can counter this new virus, ideally the market should bottom out from the current levels. So technically, if we see, if nothing much worse is announced in the coming weeks, either we should regain the 100 days moving average of 17,100 or 150 around these kind of levels, and we should start consolidating. If that doesn't happen, then a little more fall in the range of about 16,400 to 700 levels can be expected, and ideally from here the market should rebound. But if the positivity doesn't come back in the markets and there is further bad news, then I am anticipating another bottom which could be created around 16,000 levels, which is a very strong support for Nifty. So this is what I expect when it comes to the Nifty. And now let us discuss Bank Nifty. You see, Nifty Bank chart, it is presently near its good support levels, and the largest banks of the country are trading at very decent valuations. So ideally, if things get improved in the next week, Nifty Bank should bottom out from the current range, and in a further worse situation, it should get bottom out somewhere around 34,000 levels, and it should consolidate for a while between 34,000 to 36,500 levels and then bounce back and regain its strength. Now let's discuss my views on different sectors, auto and auto ancillary sectors. For the next few months, until things get very clear, the auto sector may enter the consolidation mode. Demand may get slower in India as well as internationally, especially those companies which are having international sales, maybe larger, will have larger impact of the COVID situations, and their stocks may witness more correction. The semiconductor shortages will continue, which will not let the sales of these companies shoot up. Until this problem is solved, we cannot expect this sector to do very well in the coming months. Some companies which have focused on the EV segment in terms of the autos or even auto ancillaries can do much better than the other sectors, as people hope and people have confidence that the EV adoptability in India will continue at the rapid pace, and in the next 10 years we will have a major share of EV vehicles on the roads. So this is my view on the auto and auto ancillary sector. The next sector we would cover is the financial services sector. In the financial services sector, NBFC companies which are giving small loans for white goods or even housing loans are expected to do really well, as the housing sector is experiencing a good boom due to lower interest rates, and people who have dreamt of buying a house are now going out and buying a house as the interest rates are very less. Insurance sector may slowly grow, but in the long term, insurance is underpenetrated in India, and it will witness a gradual long term positive momentum. Sectors like broking, AMC companies, these kind of companies may witness a little consolidation, as the speed at which new investors were entering into the market in the last couple of years. Now that speed may get reduced, and the revenues of these companies may not grow as fast as they were growing in the earlier years. The next sector we are covering is FMCG sector. In FMCG, when it comes to food and beverages, the demand will continue to remain stable. The biggest FMCG companies in India like Britannia, HUL, all these companies will experience continued demand even if COVID increases again. QSR space, which is related to the quick service restaurants, may witness a temporary bearish movement till the fears of COVID subside. And the white goods space or consumer discretionary space may witness decent demand, as when people buy new houses, they will obviously buy more white goods to be fixed into their new houses. If there are temporary lockdowns introduced, then the offline sales of these white good companies may drastically get impacted. So, so these things should be kept in mind before investing in the FMCG sector. Coming to the IT and digital sector, I would say I am very positive on this sector, and short term as well as long term, things are looking very bright for this sector. Companies are coming up with very good commentaries that there is good demand from their clients. In fact, they have shortage of talent, and that is why they are giving hikes to their employees up to 20 to 30%. They are facing a problem of attrition and shortage of staff. And within the IT space, the digital transformation and other digital technologies where companies focus on artificial intelligence and other services can grow faster than the traditional IT services business. Coming to the startup space, startups have become favorite of the people these days, and that is why people as well as the PE funds are giving them absurd valuations. So you have to be very careful that you enter a right company, which even if it doesn't have is profitable right now, but still it should at least have a vision to get profitable in the near term, as well as the financials of the company should improve and the cash flows of the company should improve and move in a direction so that the company gets profitable and the company gets positive operating cash flows in the near future. If that is not the case, then you are only playing the valuation game, and as the company's valuation increases, you have to take an exit. That is what the investors which have invested in these startups in the earlier days have done. They have invested in these startups, grown their valuations, and they are selling the shares to the retail investors through an IPO, and they are taking an exit. So unless you are very clear of your investment goals, you should not be entering these startups. And even if you decide to invest, you should enter them at very comfortable valuations. I'm not saying you will get them at cheap valuations, but even if you are willing to pay a premium, you should understand what premium are you paying and what for are you paying. Coming to the media space, the media stocks can do well, as irrespective of COVID increasing or not, people will continue to watch television, they will continue to watch the OTT platforms. Traffic across different media channels will go on increasing. Due to increasing their revenue, they will even get better operating efficiencies. And if COVID subsides, the offline events like IPL and many other events have started happening. This will also increase the ad spend, which in turn will increase the revenue of the media companies. Coming to the metal sectors, which is a cyclical sector, the prices for the near term in the metal sectors have topped out, and the increase in profitability which the companies were experiencing due to increase in the metal prices will not happen. The margin expansion may not happen in the near term, as China is also not using much of metals into their infrastructure development temporarily as of now. So the demand which is coming to these metal companies should be within India. And in fact, right now the demand is quite stable and they are doing pretty well in terms of demand. As the companies are getting more fundamentally stable and they are generating a lot of cash flows, they are clearing their debt, they are deleveraging their balance sheets and making their balance sheets much stronger. This is leading to the metal companies having cheaper valuations, and as we expect the demand to continue for the next 2 3 years with the development of infrastructure, temporarily there may be a bearish trend in the metals, but if you take a positive outlook for the next couple of years, the metals should again start rallying and give you decent returns if you are invested in fundamentally good companies with strong balance sheets. Coming to the pharma sector, the last quarter, if you see, the pharma sector witnessed squeezing margins, and that is why the stocks went into consolidation. In fact, the small and mid caps in pharma witnessed severe falls. But now, with the COVID news coming, that is a good news for the pharma industries, as the demand of their medicines or the other products would increase. So that is why you see that the pharma sector in the last 2 3 days is coming out of the consolidation and starting to move up. So in the short term, the outlook for pharma looks positive, and as well as in the long term, if you are invested in the right companies which are having some competitive advantage and who are doing good capex, this is a good sector to be for the next few years also. Coming to the reality sector, I would broadly categorize into 2 3 segments. One is the commercial spaces, the other one is housing, and the third could be civil construction, which is related to the infrastructure development by the government. The government spend is back in almost all the states, and the infrastructure plans have resumed, so that segment is experiencing good demand. Housing is experiencing more demand than earlier, but the commercial spaces are not doing so well, as the companies still have not moved completely out of their homes and they are not back to office yet. So if you want to invest in the companies which is into reality sector, you have to choose which bucket of the companies you want to invest in, and you have to keenly watch from where the company which you are investing in is getting their revenue, from which segment of the reality sector. The oil and gas sector, due to COVID, may enter into, in fact, it has already entered into a bearish mode, as COVID concerns will reduce the demand for oil internationally. So the oil prices also will fall, and the stocks related to this like ONGC, etc., will enter into a bearish short move. So this is my view on Nifty and various sectors, short term and the coming couple of years, looking at the present situation after the present stock market crash. Now let's start the Q&A session. The first question I am taking up is from Mr. Samuel, who's from Trichy, and Mr. Manas, who's from Bhubaneswar. Similar questions were asked by a lot of people, but I cannot take all the names. So the question is, should I buy now or wait for more correction? So the first thing which I've clarified, that this crash is definitely not going to be as deep as the 2020 crash. So you should not be worrying so much. So for buying, I will suggest you 2 or 3 approaches. First thing, if you know basic chart reading and you are able to identify supports or moving averages, have a stock specific approach and slowly accumulate the stocks based on their stock levels. Suppose you do not know chart reading, then you can do some weekly SIP in the stocks which you want to invest and gradually accumulate the stocks. Suppose you are more fearful and you want to be very conservative and you don't want to invest right now, then wait for the market to fall and see whether when the market gets reversed. After you see the reversal trend, you may not be able to buy at the bottom. You have to leave the bottom 10-20%. After you have clear signs of reversal, you can start accumulating the stocks. So these couple of approaches should be good enough to accumulate the stocks which you want in the present market crash. And there's no major concern appearing to me as of now, and you should not let this opportunity go. The next question is from Mr. Imran and Mr. Vishnu Agarwal from Hyderabad and Bangalore. What are the best sectors to invest in this market crash? Presently, I see that the banks are not falling as much as the other sectors and they are showing some strength. Fundamentally, also the banks look good, and Bank Nifty ideally should bottom out from the current levels and it should start moving up. That is why banking is one of the sectors where you can take positions in the present market crash. In banking also, you should prefer good quality banks. In fact, in all the sectors in the present market scenario, you should choose only and only quality stocks and preferably larger companies, so that Even if the correction is deep, the stocks will not have individual deep correction and your portfolio risk is reduced. Once things stabilize, once all the worries are out of the market, then you can go into more aggressive investing in small cap and micro cap or mid cap stocks. The next sector which you can accumulate in the present crash is the IT sector, which has positive outlook for short term as well as long term. Reality and ancillary to reality sectors like pipes, wires, metal, cements, all these companies, if you are comfortable with cyclicals, go for cyclicals, or non-cyclicals, which are infrastructure ancillary companies like wires and cables and other things. So these companies or construction companies which are into housing is also a good opportunity to accumulate during this market crash. The next sector which you can invest in is pharma, as it is coming out of consolidation and the valuations are reasonable now for somebody who have not made even a fresh entry till now. The next sector which I am bullish on is the internet space. Most of the startups are trading at very high valuations, so it is okay to avoid such startups, but you should keep your eyes open and gradually accumulate stocks which are into the space and which are slightly overpriced, where the growth rate which you are expecting is much higher than other sectors. The next question is from Mr. Venkatachalam, who's from Bangalore. How should we track the third wave? Should we see the global or the local cues? So now in the third wave, it is important that you have to see the local cues more than the global cues, because the entire world will not get into a lockdown together. In fact, our country entirely will also not go into a lockdown together. Gradually, it will be left to the states. In case they have more cases, they will have a choice to do partial lockdown. So like that, things will be curtailed down and the situation will be brought under control without affecting the economy much. So you should focus more on the local cues. You can consider avoiding businesses which have a lot of international business, like in countries like UK, Africa, or US, where the cases are more. Within India, when you see the local cues, you can avoid investing in some sectors which can close down due to lockdowns, like offline hotel businesses, theaters, and other businesses which are first impacted by the COVID wave. The next question is from Mr. Ramanamurthy, who's from Srikakulam. Is doing SIP in mutual funds better or stock better in the present market crash? So the answer to this question lies in a couple of factors, like what is your risk profile. If you're a conservative investor, you should go for mutual funds. If you do not have enough knowledge about the market and the companies which you're investing in, you should go for mutual funds. If you do not have much time to spend on research, then you should go for mutual funds. And if your expected returns from the stock market is higher than the mutual funds, then only you should go for specific stocks, along with sufficient knowledge and time which you are willing to spend to do your own research before investing. The next question is from Mr. Bala, who is from Chennai. Please name a few next generation sectors. So the sectors which I am bullish on for this decade are IT, digital space within IT, the internet businesses, electric vehicles and the other related businesses, artificial intelligence companies, electronics manufacturing. So these are some businesses which can be good for the next couple of decades. The next question is from Mr. Karunakar from Hyderabad and Arun from Nagpur. A lot of people have asked the same question. My portfolio is down from its peak. Obviously, it would be down. In fact, my portfolio is also down. Should I average now? Yes, you should average, because I feel this is an opportunity to accumulate quality stocks in your portfolio, but be specific to what stocks you're buying. Just because the market has fallen, don't buy all the stocks in your portfolio, because some stocks are still overvalued. So buy stocks which are trading at reasonable valuations in the present market crash, and you can increase the position in the stocks of your portfolio. But keep in mind the position sizing and the portfolio allocation. Don't allocate more than about 10% to a single stock in your portfolio, even if the stock is trading at a very cheap price. So remember these things and do average the stocks in your portfolio and take this as an opportunity. The next question is from Mr. Mohit, who is from Mumbai. He says, what are your views on music streaming companies like Trips, Saregama? Can these be considered for long-term investment? The music streaming companies are going to do pretty well due to the usage of internet, which is increasing, smartphone usage. A lot of us are listening to music, and a lot of OTT platforms, YouTube videos, everywhere people are buying rights of music and they are using. So the business of these companies is expected to do very well in the coming future. But you should also see that these companies have given up a very fast run up, and after they enter into consolidation, when the valuations become reasonable, that should be the better time to take an entry in these stocks if you're not already invested. The next question is from Mr. Abdullah, who's from Hyderabad. He says, I don't have much capital. I'm in good profits right now. Shall I sell my holdings and wait for more correction for fresh entry? So I would answer this in two ways. The first thing is, if you are in good profits and you are invested in quality stocks, there is no need for you to do anything. You can just sit and relax and wait for the market to bounce back. But if you are more worried, whatever sectors, as we have discussed in the earlier slides, can enter into a bearish mode, try to do partial profit booking from their sector so that you have some cash. And after the market bottoms out, invest that money in the same or other stocks of your choice and expect more gains from your portfolio. The next question is from Mr. Gokul, who's from Kochi. What should be the exit strategy for long term? So there's another video which we made, when to sell stocks. I would suggest you to watch that video, which explains in detail when should you sell a particular stock. But in short, for long-term investment, you should exit a stock when the purpose for which you invested in the stock is lost. If the company's fundamentals change, or if the company which had a specific competitive advantage, that advantage is lost. If the sector dynamics completely change, or if you're a conservative investor, whenever you have sufficient profits and you feel that the stock is overvalued, you can do partial profit booking and add those stocks at the lower levels. But if you have trust in the company, you like the business model, you like the promoter background, and you have invested in for long term, even if you hold it without selling and keep a track of the company and its fundamentals, then all these crashes will pass by gradually, and in the long run you will make enough profits in your portfolio. The next question is from Mr. Don Benny Omen, who's from Kochi. Is it a good time to accumulate Nifty Bs in this current market fall? Yes, it is a good time to invest in Nifty Bs or ETF of different companies which are available in the market. Gradually you can accumulate, and that should be a decent investment for people who do not have much time to do single stock research. So this is about the market view, the sectoral view, and my answers to all your queries during this market crash. I hope you like this different video which we have created. I have tried to clarify the doubts in your mind, and I hope this would be helpful for you to face the present market crash and come out of it positively and profitably. So thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful day.